right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Nice looking Monday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Got through some rain and some cool temperatures. Today's the beginning of baseball and the end of that basketball thing. You know I'm not into any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you know I do love entertainment. And stage presentations have always been something, I've always liked. I know you go to a lot of them, Robin.
Yep,
so we're going to speak about one of them that's coming up with a gentleman who we've known for a very long time. He's in the studio with us. Fred Mullen is who I'm referring to. I've known Fred from this radio station when we were also sister stations with WMFQ, and I don't even know what he did, but I used to see him there all the time. I have no idea what he did. One of the most recognizable voices probably in our community. He's also a community advocate, and I've known you also from hospice.
That's true.
You work with hospice. But today you're here to talk about something called Spreading It Around, which is kind of what you've been doing. This is a theatrical comedy production, it says here, live on stage beginning in 3 days from today, April 3rd.
That's right.
Through April 11th at the Ocala Civic Theater. So looking forward to that. And Susan Mooring and Bill Collings have joined you, and they've both been in the studio, haven't you? You've been with us, right, Susan? Or not you?
No? I don't think so.
But Bill, you've been with us, right?
Never.
Well, how do I know you?
Not even once.
How do I know you? Yeah, I know you from somewhere. From
I've
some.
only been in Ocala about 7 years, but I was active with the Guardian Ad Litem program where you...
Guardian Ad Litem. And you never
that
came
could
on the
be,
radio to
yeah.
talk about Guardian Ad Litem?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the same station as in the Cascades. Did
Cascades, I used to go to the VA there.
Okay. So maybe he just thinks it's two different stations. It's the same station. We just moved. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You look
Good
great.
To see you.
You look good.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us on, Larry and Robin.
Were you out of town? Did you move away for a while?
Yeah, I've been living in Tennessee for the last 7 years.
I thought you were out of town because usually you're always everywhere.
Yeah, well, I used to be around town a lot.
Yeah, you
especially with hospice. We got involved in a lot of things around town. And also with theater. I was active in the theater for almost 35 years here.
In many ways, right?
Yeah.
Not only as an actor, so...
Directing, acting, and working backstage, and cleaning out the restrooms, and whatever they need.
Sounds like here. Sounds well.
And publicity.
And you were here when the Civic Theater was at where the Republican headquarters is now.
That's where I started.
Building
yeah.
right there. Don Quixote, you were
Yeah.
one of the...
Oh, wow.
Went out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went out there back in '77, I think. It was, just to meet some people and see what was going on. Got the bug, and here I am, back down from Tennessee to direct a show.
And what were you doing in Tennessee?
I'm retired now, but I'm also involved in acting and doing some work as far as commercials and that sort of thing up there too.
Neat. Well, thank you all for coming in today. So, Susan and Bill, are you the actors in this play? Or?
Well, we're two of them, yeah.
Two of the actors. Okay, all right.
I suppose you'd call us the leads.
Not suppose.
Oh, you're the leads. Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what it's about. So it's called Spreading It Around. Fred, where does this story come from? How'd you find this story?
Well, it's an interesting story because, as I mentioned, I'm involved in theater, some up in Nashville too, both professionally and with civic theater or community theater. This show was being produced at a dinner theater where I've been working, and they had called me on a call back to read for this particular play. And so I was about to go to the audition. They had sent me a script, and they called me and said, well, the director has left town, and we cast it last night. But I had the script, so I read it, and I thought, this is something that needs to go to Ocala, at least to be considered on the menu for the year. So I sent it down to the reading committee. They liked it, and... about a year later, they called me and said, why don't you come down and direct it? Since
A year
the
later?
show.
Boy, don't you have to wait a year? Don't you hate that?
Oh, they are very efficient and
Or is that
very
not unusual?
thorough.
A year is not unusual. Oh, okay.
No,
All
that's
right.
not unusual.
So you got the call, and did that mean you have to move back? Or
No. It came down for
so you
about
don't,
2 months.
You still live in Nashville?
Yes, still up there.
So where are you staying now? In Hilton or something? Where are you?
No, they have the theater leases an apartment for guest directors.
They do?
And I'm able to stay there, which
Wow.
is very, very nice.
So now Ocala, because you're from Ocala, but have you ever like done other small town theaters just because they're small? I mean, that'd be a cool way to kind of travel around.
It'd be nice to do that.
Just to send it out to other
a
theater
lot of
companies.
folks would like to do that.
So I didn't know that. Whenever we have a guest director, they're put up into some kind of a.
There are accommodations for them. Yeah,
that's kinda nice.
It's great. We've been using. I say we. I still use.
Still say we.
Can I? We are using guest directors for all productions and have been for many, many years. I don't know if you remember Jim Sinque or not.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago.
Sure, yeah.
Jim was the first resident director that we had here for a long time. Then Carolyn Fish came after after
Sure,
Jim.
we had one before Jim.
That's right.
Michael Hall.
Michael Hall was here.
Okay, I don't know that name. No. But Jim used to do. Jim was the first host of this show, right? Am I remembering right?
That may be correct.
AMOK when WWKE became WOCA and a talk station. I believe Jim was the first morning host.
Yeah, I think so.
Could have been. I don't recall.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
Because back then I was just pushing paper clips across a desk, just waiting for things to happen.
But anyway, since that time, they've found that using guest directors is advantageous, not only for the theater but for the actors and for the directors too, and it works out very, very well.
So your flavor is added to the show.
Sure.
Do you see it, or does it? Is it like when a songwriter tries to write a new style, nobody can see the difference because it still sounds like the same songwriter?
And
that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad
I don't
thing.
think so. I hope not, anyway. It depends on the material and what the words.
So somebody who knows your work wouldn't say this looks like a Fred Mullen, and
I
then
don't know.
and then they look at
I haven't
the
thought about
the
that.
brochure. Yeah. So were you also involved in casting?
Oh yeah, came down for the auditions.
Okay.
Cast these two plus 3 others, and we've been rehearsing, and we're ready to go on the boards Thursday afternoon. We'll have April 3rd is the opening day with a matinee performance.
So what's the story about? Is it a musical? Is it?
No, it's a comedy, and it's a delightful comedy written by a Canadian, actually. His name is, and I've got to look because it's difficult to pronounce, Landos Diago.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds Canadian.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I talked to him several weeks ago and about an issue that I had with the show, and he indicated at that time he might come down. Found out later he will be here on the 6th,
All right.
so he's going to be.
So that's an honor to have the guy who wrote the
Oh,
thing.
it's going to be great.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
very interesting.
So
Film.
it's a comedy. What's the
It's a
storyline?
comedy. Briefly, let me just say that a widow by the name of Angela Drayton retired to Florida with her husband to enjoy their golden years. He passed away.
Is that Susan?
That would be
Susan is Angela.
That's
Okay, you play
correct.
Angela. Okay.
She has a son by the name of Larry, who is
So does my mother. That's funny.
married to a shopaholic. Tracy, who feels entitled to mom's money to maintain their lifestyle. Angela's tired of bankrolling that pair and establishes, along with her next door neighbor Martin, that is
That's
Just
Bill.
Bill
is Martin.
Collings.
There you go.
the foundation is called Spend It Now. The acronym for that is SIN.
Ooh.
The kids find out about it and find out that their money is their money, and I put "their" in quotes, is going elsewhere, and they can't figure out where it's going. So they make a surprise trip down to see Mom to find out what's going on. They never show up unless they need money or some special favors, and they in fact hire a psychiatrist to come in and have her declared.
Oh no!
Would have her committed.
Have her committed,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Incompetent, yeah, declared legally incompetent.
So Martin, the next door neighbor who does handyman chores around Angela's house, gets involved in all of this too. There's miscommunications, there's overheard conversations that are misinterpreted. There's
and that's the comedy right there, right?
If
Yeah.
you could take an English farce comedy and put it on a golf course in Florida, this is it.
So you fell in love with this. You fell in love with this up in Nashville.
I did.
And obviously wanted to bring it here. You've already established that. Did you, when you first saw this, were you like did you laugh a lot at this?
I did, because I've known people that have gone through very similar circumstances while I was living here.
Yeah.
When the curtain rises, you know this is a comedy because the set employs a lot of doors. That's key. You'll know comedy is coming.
Okay.
Angela is the brains in the outfit, though. You see, she does all the heavy lifting in the thinking department. And it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes had Dr. Watson, so he could share with the audience what he was thinking. That set the stage for others to come behind, like the Lone Ranger had Tonto, and Batman had Robin,
right.
and Tarzan had the chimp. Well, I'm the chimp.
Okay. Tarzan had a chimp. I don't remember that.
A cheetah.
Oh, a cheetah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
cheetah.
All right. So let me ask Susan and Bill, both of you, as actors and actress, do you do this a lot, or how did you find out about this? How did you know to audition for it?
Well, I've been associated with the Ocala Civic Theater literally all of my life because my parents were among the founders, and so I keep up with what with what the
I know
theater is
I've met
doing.
both of you before. I'm just having a hard time placing it. So you've been an actress all of your life.
Yep.
Did you always live here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your acting is it limited to here? And I don't mean limited in a bad
Well,
way, but
we've done.
is it exclusively done here?
No, I've been fortunate enough to work with the Hippodrome and with in the Black Box Theater at the Phillips Center, as well as Gainesville Community Playhouse and the Ice House Theater in Mount Dora.
That's got to be fun. What is the rules about videotaping a play? Are you allowed to, or is that against the rules?
No, you're not. It's a copyright issue, which because videotaping and the whole electronics and digital age has made everything so easy. They're beginning to sort of make rules about it, but the rule has always been you may not record a performance in any way without
Really?
permission. So now this is not a published script, so the playwright can give us permission to videotape it.
Okay,
We can videotape Shakespeare. There's another new play we did that was actually directed by the playwright, and that, of course, he wanted a copy of.
Okay.
But
Okay.
a musical or most of the plays we do, which are published and licensed, you don't have permission to do anything except performance.
So you're
live.
seasoned as an actress, so I think that's already established by what you've said. Bill, is that true for you too? Have you been an actor?
Seasoned? Yes. I'm an old codger, indeed.
So you, gosh, I know you from somewhere. Where do we know him from, Robert?
I have no idea. I tell people I wasn't born in Florida, but I got here as fast as I could. RCA hired me and took me to a place I'd never heard of, Cape Canaveral. And I was an engineer there all my life.
Right.
But during that time, I worked in what was then the Indian River Players, the Melbourne Civic Theater.
Okay.
Worked there. I had an agent in Winter Park and did commercials all over the state.
Okay.
Did a lot of work in high school I had leads, in college I had leads, and then I didn't do anything for a long time. The last 25 years I had done very little until this opportunity came around, and I made the mistake of signing up and getting involved because it has been the most difficult chore for me, just learning the dialogue. I don't have the memory I used to have 25, 30 years ago. It's really been a challenge.
So I guess that would then take it back to Fred. Fred, do you allow them to improvise if they forget their lines?
We don't like that to happen. But
You don't want that to happen.
I have the lashes
must
back
go
here
on.
to show what the result.
There's some out there that will say that Fred improvises his lines too a lot.
Oh no!
So in auditioning people in general, I mean, what are you looking for in a comedy
Well,
Somebody who's funny? Is that an easy
actually,
answer?
somebody who has the ability to read a line with the flavor of the script. You don't always know exactly
Right,
what
right.
you're going to get when you get an audition, too. That's one nice thing about community theater. You have auditions, and you don't precast anything, and you select from those who do come out and audition for that particular event. And I was fortunate to get a number of people to come out, and I was able to. In fact, I probably could have cast this show twice.
Now,
Wow.
how do you avoid being prejudiced if somebody comes in who you've known for a long time and is really established? You know this is a good actor or good actress, but then you have some other people who come in that you've never met and they're pretty good. How do you say, wow, I'll take the guy? How do you differentiate between somebody who may have a
Well, I think you have to separate what you the task from the actor, and select those. It's not just someone who reads well or can read a line funny or what. It's how they stack up with other actors, how they physically appear together or don't. Oftentimes in a comedy, you'll cast somebody that's tall in a role, and to counteract that might cast somebody who's a little short in order to have that humorous appeal. That's just one of the issues that you confront. But at the same
Button
time,
Jeff syndrome.
yeah, exactly. But there's many things you take into consideration, and I think we've got the right choices here in this show.
After you had tentatively cast the people in your final decisions, did you have Susan and Bill up against each other as the two characters to make up your
yes,
mind?
absolutely. Yeah, we had several pair-ups with different people, and the final selection was Bill and Susan.
Wow.
So this one is called
Great
Spreading
people.
It Around. Now we know that has to deal with money.
Yeah,
And-
well, there's a line in the script that says, "What do you do with money? How do you make it work for you?" And it's just like manure. It doesn't do any good unless you spread it around.
Wow! There's some
love that.
wisdom in that, isn't there? So you rehearse the play for a long time, and then it only plays. Let's see, from the 3rd through the 11th. So how is that like making Thanksgiving dinner where you're working and everybody eats it in 20 minutes?
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
The main stage shows run 4 weeks. This is our other season, I guess you'd say. And all of these, there are 3 plays in this series, and all of them are shorter runs than the main stage.
Oh, okay. But is it disappointing for you? And you No?
If it's fun, it's fun.
just have a lot of fun with it?
Yeah.
What about the technology like a microphone? Does that help somebody who wouldn't, like back in the old days you had to project, right?
Still do.
Yes.
Oh, you still do?
do.
Oh, okay.
I'm still thinking about the little old lady with the hearing aid in the back row. Yes, you have to
yeah.
talk.
Have to hit the back wall.
Sometimes shows are mic'd, but
That's more common with musicals.
yes, it is. I doubt seriously that this one will be. It's more intimate, and we've got some good actors up there that can project, and bounce it off the back wall, if you will.
And what is the period on this piece? Is it modern day or does it go in the
It's
past?
current,
or-
it's contemporary.
And then what kind of costumes
It's all
do you
contemporary.
have? All contemporary
Yeah,
costumes.
Exactly.
And it takes place where?
It takes
You're in
place
Florida.
on a golf course in Florida.
Golf
Wow.
course.
A gated community.
Oh, wow. No wonder you saw this as a natural for this area.
You know, right now, The Odd Couple is on stage. This matinee series does something unique in community theater, and I think maybe it was initiated by the Civic Theater here in town. They'll schedule a show that can be used on the same set as the main stage show, with some modifications, and that's what we're doing here. The Odd Couple, of course, is a New York City apartment,
Right.
and there's a cityscape out one window, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, what they're doing for our show is they've got the front door of the Odd Couple on a wagon, which will roll out. Then a lanai with a golf course will roll in for us.
Oh, wow.
Cityscape will roll out, and our front
nice.
door will roll in, and then we'll redress the set, and becomes a Florida condominium.
The most amazing talent I have seen in this theater is that crew that builds and designs those sets.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen Les Miserables that was done here, it was
Oh, it
an
was
amazing
incredible.
effort. Just incredible what they were able to do with a set with, a revolution in the streets and
Yeah.
So,
River Thames running through things. It was amazing.
So, Fred, I'm guessing that your instinct, you've been involved in theater. Well, all three of you have, but you know the audience that will laugh at this. Are you ever surprised? Like, it sounds like the audience that could be that person who is spending her children's money or whatever.
Right.
It sounds like that person will laugh. But could a 19-year-old get it? I mean, do you think so? Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think so. Yeah.
They may not get all the nuances that us older people have learned or
Right,
had
right.
experience with, but oh yeah,
Yeah, I
Get
think-
it. They'll
there's-
get it. It's not subtle.
It's like an axiom in theater. Every audience is different, and you're communicating across the footlights, and you get different laughs in different places.
Oh,
They have
wow.
each
Wow.
audience
part of what
seems
makes
to
it
have a
exciting.
character of their own.
So what is better for an actor? Is it to get laughs or to get?
Oh no, I've been booed, and that's delightful. Oh yeah.
No, I don't. No, you come on.
Because I was,
because you're a
I was
villain.
calling in the mortgage from the widow.
Okay, yeah, but that's not because that's the character getting booed, not the actor. All right,
But that's the most fun.
But I guess what I'm, let me ask you it a different way. If you're doing a serious play, and somebody's dying and the whole audience is sobbing. To me, I would hate that. I would rather have people chuckling, than.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Yeah?
The best
I've had it
moment to me is total silence. They're not shuffling their feet. They're not coughing. They're not rustling their candy wrappers. They are so involved with what's happening
Oh.
that they are still. And that is, to me, that's magic. Because they're so with you.
Is it totally the script? How much of
Oh, no.
how much of what the director does actually changes things that might work better with this audience, let's say, or this cast maybe better than any other cast?
A lot.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The director can see everything. Well, each of us is involved in our own little world as a character, but the director's job is to see the whole thing.
Because I saw an interview with the woman who played Blue Jasmine, the Woody Allen film. What was her name? The actress. What's her
Gosh,
name?
she won the Academy Award for that. I can't remember
The
her
pretty
name.
lady from the
Yeah.
Woody Allen movie. Anyway, so
Kate, was
she's
it Kate somebody? I can't remember her name.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, so she's a guest on Letterman. Okay. Now he's saying, I just saw the film. It was wonderful. You did everything. And she goes, no, Woody Allen did everything. I just acted. And then he goes, and then David Letterman counters that. He says, no, I think I could have directed this film. You were that good. So it kind of gave me some insight into somebody who's never directed nor acted. It sounds like there's a real relationship between the writer, the director, in Woody Allen's case, he's both, but I mean, the writer, the director, and of course the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Susan's correct in the fact that the director sees the overall picture. And personally, I get involved with each of the characters. I can see how I think the line ought to be read, what should be conveyed to the audience, and what their response should be, and I try to elicit that through my direction.
Yeah. Fred, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, too.
Thank you for coming in. Susan Mooring, nice to see you and to meet you. I think I've met you before. And Bill Collings, I know I've met you somehow. Thank you for coming in. The show starts...
It'll be Thursday, April the 3rd at 2 o'clock, Friday again at 2. Then we have evening performances, April 6th, 7, and 8 at 8 o'clock. then the following Thursday and Friday again at 2.
Okay, it's called Spreading It Around. Be sure to show up at the Civic Theater. Give them a call at 236-2851. That's their box office number, and their website is OcalaCivicTheater.com. Theater spelled R-E at the end, although I think they have
That's
both.
right.
They have both domain names. Thanks. Good to see you. Thank you for doing this.
Nice to be on this side of the mic.
All right, we will take a little break, and we'll be right back.
352-507-5352. 352-507-5352. 352-507-5352.
Tom.
352-507-5352.
Tom!
What?
What is that phone number?
Oh, that's our new number for the Voice of Ocala text line, 352-507-5352. If you want to reach Buddy, me, or any of y'all via text. So all you got to do is text 352-507-5352.